JB here. Hope everyone's doing outstanding. Tuesday, January 29th, 17 on this fine morning. Really quick rant about the markets. Some names I'm looking at go from there. S&P futures in the red here after the shenanigans over the weekend. Another one of these weekends where we have headline-driven events that causes the futures to swing around. 2 weeks ago, Venezuela, and now that's all in the back burner. No one's talking about that. And now this weekend, you have President Trump saying he's going to slap tariffs on 8 Europe countries if they don't allow the U.S. to acquire Greenland. So who knows what that looks like? 10% on February 1st, and then June 1st, I believe, is 25%. This it's like here we go again, deja vu all over again. We had the April situation with Liberation Day, and we saw kind of how things played out, right? And it seemed like the market became less accepting of what was going to happen and more accepting of, hey, this is probably all these threats are going to be walked back, and that's kind of what happened. And now here we are again. So to me, it's like, what's going to happen? How's the market react? So to me, if the market was saying, okay, the 10% tariffs going to be implemented, the EU's going to, or these Europe countries are going to come back with some kind of reciprocal um, some kind of hit back at the U.S., I would think the market would be substantially lower. At least the futures would be. So we'll see how this all plays out. 686 was that big spot on the SPY. That's I was hoping if we broke under that, would want to see that happen during market hours. Not going to get that here today. So scenarios, right? So I like to be cautiously optimistic because to me, it's almost like the market's pricing in continued strong economic growth. Things like that, as opposed to an AI bubble or all these other bearish skews that people have been spouting for the last 5 to 10 years, right? So if that's the case, you have to think maybe just a little hiccup before we get back over 700 or get over 700 on the SPY. If not, then this could be a start of a pull. And it's 587 days. No, excuse me, 357 days ago was DeepSeek. Who remembers that weekend? NASDAQ sold off that Monday 3%. Nvidia lost 6% or 7%, $600 billion in market. 600. I think maybe 600. I think it was $600 billion in market. Just crazy amounts of money out there. But then that became an opportunity. So I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say without a certainty where we go from here. But I do think if there's areas, an important day today will be it. And then maybe there's an opportunity for nibbles on some names that get pulled back. So that's kind of overall market. 686. To me, the ideal scenario will be a close back over 686. I don't think anybody has the market going green on their bingo card. It would take a lot for it to go back into the green. So I don't know if that'd be an outcome, but definitely to me, that would be an ideal scenario, 686. On the flip side, if selling comes in, we get under 677 or so on the SPY, I'll be getting some put hedges and then being more aggressive. That continues hold. The other scenario that I don't want to see happen, and I've been saying it pretty much the entire year, I don't want to see yields go nuts, right? There'll be a point where the yields go too high, the 10-year gets too high. I don't know where that's at, and the 30-year over 5%, the 10-year, I don't know, 4.5. If it gets to a point of, I wouldn't say no return, but that would be the issue, right? It gets to a point where the U.S. financing their debt becomes this insurmountable obstacle, and then it causes there's all these other repercussions, right? So don't want to see that happen. I don't know if that will be the case, but that's some of the concern I have. So definitely be watching yields and TLT today. All right, that's kind of overall market. So now just quick on individual names. If there's a silver lining to today, of course, even on some of these put plays, you look, Micron would be a name, maybe get puts. Micron's only down $2. The Broadcom that I normally would be getting put hedges, that's down $8. I don't even think the puts will be up 75%, 50% to hold a put hedge into today. So that's on one side, if you're trying to play for downside. The other side is I don't have many call positions, and the positions I do have, I've locked a lot of the profits in, and I'm riding pretty much free. So that's the silver lining here today. And so maybe we'll see if the markets hold up. I'll be looking for some nibbling some positions. All right, so that's it. So quick on individual names. First, I don't know why I don't have it up here, but Netflix reports earnings after the close today. If there's a name, Roku was down 6% last week. No news, no catalyst. If there's a name that might have a sympathy move with Netflix, I always look for it. This might be it finally. Also, if you look at the chart setup, lower Bollinger Band, it's right at it right now, and it's sold off the last 5 sessions. So even outside of a Netflix report, it might bounce just regardless of that. So could be a nice opportunity. Finally get back some calls there. So don't be surprised I add some strikes there. Same with Serve Robotics. And, Serve's down here at 1388, closed at 1488. So it's going to be dollar down today. But it's a volatile name. It's not the first or second or third time over last year that it's had some crazy gap down. Another 1375, that holds. It got all the way down to 1344 in the pre-market session. 1375 holds. I might nibble some calls. A bull flag setting up. Call me crazy. I know you look at the market today, it's a bull flag. Who's talking to play calls? Sometimes opportunities. I don't know if it'll be today, but maybe this will be where I can finally add some more strikes. NKLR held up. I wouldn't say held up. It was over 720 on Thursday. So maybe the start of a squeeze in happened, and it's still relatively. It's going to open in the red, but not as much as you would think considering the market. So not going to add any more strikes. Still have the February 10s. I'll just continue to hold those. Then other names to watch. RH got an upgrade this morning. Been a nice profit maker over the last couple of weeks. I think the Supreme Court is tomorrow. I don't know if they're going to have a ruling, and then I think they're on away until February. But same in regards to the market. If the market holds up, I could see RH trading over 250. I've been saying this for a while. I don't know if I'll be trading it today, so that'll be another name. And I'm trying to think of all these other. Hang on a second. My charts are all messed up here. Take a look at Pool, just a monster move off the lows. After I locked the last of those 270 lottos in, I was looking to get some February strikes, but it doesn't make sense just because of where it is. So maybe today's the day. It's down here at 260. Depending on what the premiums look like, I might finally nibble or dabble in some of the 270 or not 290 or so February strikes. And then last but not least, SSYS, right? Stratasys. Crazy stuff. Last Tuesday or whatever, I got those. I had the February calls. I got the March strikes. The thing went bonkers. Able to lock some more of those calls on the break over $12 on Friday. Then it sold off, closed at 11.19. Still like this one for upside. So not going to add any more strikes, but I'll continue to look to harvest some of my calls on the way up. I think that's it, folks. Roblox. Last but not least. Take a look at Roblox. Thankfully, on Friday, the thing took off all the way up over 91, over its 50-day moving average. I don't know why I don't have my chart up here. Locked some of the calls on the way up for 100%, then 200%, then more for 400%. I just holding a few more of those calls. I might look for some more strikes on strength here today because you start looking at 200-day moving average at 102. Great story. I mean, it's a great story on both sides, right? I'm trying to remember where I was hearing. But if you talk to some folks, especially who have kids, and they talk about Roblox, it's a name that has this bad connotation associated. It's got a bad stigma, whatever you want to call it. And that creates opportunity sometimes, unless you think that at some point the FTC is going to come in and do whatever they got to do. But I mean, it's a platform. It's like 70 million users, the monetization side, both on creators and the company be able to monetize. It's a great story. It's just at some point, if it continues today, I might look for some more strikes, play for upside. Anyway, have a great day. I'll be back on audio later. Rock and roll.